Hey everyone, Charlie here, hope you're all doing well. If you're anything like me, coming to Japan can be sort of a dangerous experience for your wallet, particularly because there are so many avenues for getting a hold of everything from anime to manga to music to figures, whatever the case may be. And this is particularly true if you live close to something like a book off and you have no self-control. When I first came to Japan, many of you sort of commented on how sort of bare my apartment looked, and I used book off or hard off, which is just like the used bookstore book off with like a second level that has toys and games and stuff like that attached to it to sort of outfit my apartment, which is why in like a lot of my videos you can see behind me there are now figures, there's a bunch of manga lying around, and that's because you can get these things for super cheap at these places. So for example, the two manga I've decided to focus on right now, right? One is Gin no Saji. I first saw the anime of this when I was living in the States and I really loved it. So yeah, this is sort of my obsession. And then Fairy Tail, I'm reading this just because my brother really liked the anime, so I thought I would give the manga a try. But just to show you how much money you can save by going this route, the brand new versions of like the Gin no Saji volumes are about 400 yen, 419 yen in fact. But you can buy a used volume of this, and when I say used, it's not in bad shape, it's been used. You can get it for 108 yen, which is what, like 80 cents American, something like that, so it's super cheap. If you buy a manga that's aimed at adults, chances are you're going to be paying a little higher. If the pages are in color, you're going to be paying a little bit higher rates, maybe like 280 yen per volume instead of the 108 yen. But the point is you're going to save a bunch of money, and that's true across the board if you're buying CDs, figures, whatever your poison is. As I said, I use this place to sort of deck out my apartment, which I really like, but it's also gotten to sort of a ridiculous level where I need to sort of thin things out. Today what I thought I would do is I would take the manga that I'm getting rid of, which are these, I think there's 12 books here, over to Book Off, and sort of show you what you guys can expect. So let's see how it goes. Right, so a mere half an hour and some sweat later, we are back in my apartment, having completed the transaction. None of the clerks were actually comfortable with me filming them during the transaction, which is fine. Of course, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But I'll walk you guys through the process. So basically what you do is you go up and you can just say, I have some books I want to sell. Plop the books on the counter. They give you like a little blue tab, and they also give you a coupon. The blue tab has a number on it. And so while they tabulate the thing, instead of making you stand there and wait for them to do it, you're free, of course, to go walk around the store, which is, of course, Japanese customer service at its finest. When they have everything totaled, they'll call you over the loudspeaker up to the front. And it's at that point that you have to give them 3 forms of information, I should say 3 bits of information and 1 form of ID. Those bits of information are your name, onamae, your birth year, your birthday rather, seinen gappi, and then the last one is your jusho, your address. Once you plug those in, you then have to give them a form of ID. I give them my gaijin card. They checked the information against that to make sure everything was okay, and then I could get my money. One of the cool things to point out is that whenever you sell something at Book Off, no matter how much you sell, you get a coupon for 100 yen off your order. Yeah, anything past 300 yen, you get 100 yen off your order, which is pretty cool. It makes what little money you get back for actually selling your books back to them. It takes some of the sting out of it, right? So as I said, I was selling back 12 books, right? And I can't probably show you this receipt very well, but total I have 210 yen that I got back. So I'm 210 yen less poor than I was when I went there. On average, I got about 10 yen back per book. One book was a 40 yen book that was one of the adult books. Like I said, those tend to be a little more expensive, so luckily you get a little bit more back from that. So yeah, 12 books sold for 210 yen. When you pay, I guess if there were 12 books, something like almost 1,300 yen for all those books, which still isn't bad. I mean, you understand the store has to make a profit and everything, but you do hope for a little bit more back. But anyway, guys, that is the process for going and selling books, what you can sort of expect to get back if you're going to sell books. This also applies to CDs, figurines, instruments, if there's a hard off connected to the book off. Yeah, you're not going to get a ton of money, but if you have some stuff you're not using lying around, I was able to buy some karage-kun from the Lawson, get a little spicy protein in my life. One other thing I do want to point out, like seemingly every other store in Japan, Book Off does have a point card system. Every time you buy something, of course, you swipe this, you earn some points. But actually, when you sell things too, you'll actually earn some points. I think I only got like 10 points for that transaction, but basically the way this works is I think once you hit 500 points on your card, you get 500 yen off a purchase. So it's not a bad little thing. So if you found this video interesting, guys, please be sure to go ahead and leave a comment if you have something to say, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If there are any other Japanese stores that you've always heard about but you've never seen that you'd like me to show off in this channel, please let me know down in the comments below, and assuming there is one in my area, I will do my best to show it off to you. On that note, guys, that's all for me for today, and I'll see you very soon indeed. Cheers.